Not everyone is going to like you. They're wrong though, dickheads. This is a message today for someone that may be feeling like the world is against them, or you're just not gelling with certain people, or you're finding a conflicting energy around certain people. Someone in this collective is feeling like there are friends and family members, or there's somebody or people in your life that are talking about you behind your back, or they're not really very accepting of your way of being or your way of living. And I feel like I want to get into this for you today because I feel like you're feeling isolated. How many times can I say feel? It's like you're feeling isolated by this. So let's get some clarity on what the actual situation is. So I'm going to use clarifying life situation cards. You can actually buy these from my TikTok shop. TikTok shop. Shall I start again? Let's see what we have for you. So, what is this situation? Why are you feeling like this? Because I'm getting this like Sinead O'Connor kind of energy from you, that you're not backing down from just being truthful, being honest, being authentic. And I feel like that's kind of new for you in your life. I feel like you've always stepped back from saying what you really think and feel, possibly because there may have been, strong archetypes around you growing up that it was, what their opinion was greater than yours, or you didn't know how to voice your opinion. But I feel like now you've found a way of doing that. Sky of clarity. Soar into the boundless sky of clarity, where insights are as infinite as the azure expanses. Something I'm feeling on this for you is you need to zoom out a little bit. So this is like taking a different perspective on the situation, because right now you may be struggling with this new version of yourself. Like sometimes you might be a bit like, oh, is that really my hand? Is that me? You're not recognizing yourself in some situations. You're proud of yourself, and you should be, because you are standing up for yourself. You're standing that ground. But to gain more clarity on this, you need to zoom out, or imagine you are an observer watching what's happening with you in this situation. And I feel like you'd be pleasantly surprised with how you're going about things is from a place of authenticity, Small steps, the small wins, the small triumphs, the everyday victories, celebrate them. They will take you there. Now, I feel like for some of you, you're going through a situation where you're trying to just maybe get a point across or just hold an opinion. And in the past, you may have found that people will attack you for that they will attack you personally. There's a word for that I've been taught recently, which is ad hominem. So it's basically if someone's losing an argument and they attack you personally. I feel like that's been going on in your life quite a lot lately. But you are getting to this point now where you're like, I'm not going to step into the arena with you. I've made my point clear. I appreciate your point, and you should appreciate my point. So I would not be surprised if Thorazaz does not come out in your cards today. But never back down from this energy that you're in, because it's good for you. It's showing strength of character. This is aligning you with a need that you've had, a soul need, because for a very long time you felt so restricted in your energy. You've played so small because you felt like you had to, because other people's opinions and needs and emotions you felt were above your own. But you're moving in a different direction now. You're opening up, you're expanding, I know I said expanding your horizons then, but you are opening your horizons and realising there's so much you could do. There's so many places you could go. There's so much you could say. And, you are in a privileged position right now where you can choose that direction. But you may not realise you can, because you're putting obstacles in the way of like, well, I can't afford to do that, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Yeah, you can. You just may be a little bit afraid to. I was. This is suggesting that there's an army behind you, backing you up all the way. What you are doing right now, you are building your backbone and driving that forward. And for some of you, you're still in the shaky stages of like, did I just say that? Did I really just speak my truth to, whether it's your mom, your dad, a sibling, or a best friend? But you're shocking people right now with the things that you're saying and that you're doing. And there's admiration here. It's not that people think you're cuckoo or mad, because actually everything you're saying, you're able to back up with fact. The people that are coming at you, I feel like in the past, even if you knew that you were right, even if you could prove that you were right, you wouldn't want to make them feel uncomfortable. You wouldn't want to make them feel like they didn't win. You've always allowed other people to sort of have the limelight. But I feel like that's changing now for you. This is what Vado is bringing. You have realised that gets me nowhere. That doesn't make me feel very good in myself. So that needs to change. And that's exactly where you're going with this. So in the T cards, what is changing in this situation for you? Stepping into a new experience. You've hit a new level in your life where you're never going to go back to where you were. You're not seeing yourself as the one that doesn't have an opinion or shouldn't have an opinion or doesn't know enough or isn't smart enough. You've realised a level of your intelligence. Well, that wasn't very intelligent, was it? You've reached a different level in your intelligence and you are expressing that now. Opportunities are waiting for you. There's some really gnarly cards in here, and the ones that have come out so far is stepping into a new experience and doors are opening. Yeah, there are new opportunities that are waiting for you. And all you needed to do was be this expressive version of yourself in order to reach them. You're not backing down anymore. And some people are a little bit afraid of that. Pay attention to your work. So what you're being guided here, Spirit wants you to start to acknowledge, how can I apply this to my work? How can I bring this driving force, this, air of confidence and leadership into my work? How can I do that? Let's find out. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness and understanding. For many of you, your gifts are in the spiritual realm. You are hopefully starting to believe in the gifts that you have. You're having some confirmation of the gifts that you have. Now, you are being called upon to apply this in your life. I know I do have a collective of especially females that you're way more spiritual than you know. Your connection to spirit is strong. But what happens sometimes is the ego can get in the way, and the ego is what's been kind of molded into pulling you back to keep safe. Whereas now you are starting to transcend the ego and bring about these spiritual gifts. So for many of you, it's a spiritual gift that you have. So you may do something very similar to what I do, if not, the same kind of thing. But you're applying this awareness, this understanding that you have of your spiritual gifts in all aspects of your life. It's like eating it, sleeping it, breathing it. This is what we have to do. To be of service, that is what you do. Unicorn, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. So there's this strong message that you can use your intuition in absolutely every interaction you have in your life. Absolutely every interaction. And that is what you are being guided to do at this time. So even if a thought comes into your head and you're like, I can't possibly say that. I cannot say that to this person, because you're expecting a reaction from them that isn't going to be very nice. And that makes you feel uncomfortable. I feel like it triggers you from the past. But this is saying to you, like, yeah, you can. You absolutely can. And not only that, you absolutely should. I can't ignore what I'm seeing here, but on the bottom we have rat, someone working against you or behind your back. Now is a time, and this is why is there. This is a time of protecting yourself right now. There is a need to protect yourself from people that are trying to stop you from raising the bar, from reaching those heights. So let's get you some advice on that bit, because you can feel that in the energy. But I feel like there's a challenge in you to actually confronting this person or putting them in their place or outing them. Yeah, the 8 of Wands. They're blocking your good luck. They're blocking your ability to rise. Who is this person that's in your life? It's someone who can't manifest for themselves. They believe they've got spiritual gifts, but they don't actually have the ability to do things with them because they're blocked by where they are in their life, what they're doing. Okay, but there is good news coming in on this. There's some news coming in about you actually have the ability to manifest through your light, shining that light. Okay, so if this resonates with you, drop me a DM. I'd love to go deeper into this reading with you. Have a blessed day.